Hello. Hello, everyone. It's Alejandro Zakzuk. I just want to confirm people that have joined. Let's wait a few seconds so we give chance to others to join. If you have joined already, I'm going to show you the presentation where you can find my contact details and follow me in LinkedIn. My contact details are here. Here's my LinkedIn account where I'll be sharing information on how to validate your startup ID. Okay. This MVP, it's all about how to convert an idea into an MVP leveraging tools, AI tools, such as ChatGPT or whichever GenAI software that you use, like Gemini or Claude. On this webinar, I'll be using ChatGPT, in addition to other tools like Perplexity and Lovable. The idea is that with today's knowledge, you feel empowered to validate and build and launch your MVP much faster thanks to AI. So we'll cover a 6-step roadmap, a 6-step approach to achieve just that validation and launch of MVP. So we'll start with the common problem for startups. They usually are that they have too many ideas, but they have too little validation. So they also have long development cycles, and they're uncertain about whether their idea is actually that fits the market, whether it's a solution that the market really wants. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to use AI and no code tools to validate that idea and to build fast the MVP. So first thing that you want to do is, whenever you have an idea, when you have a spot opportunity, it usually starts with something that you have identified, like an opportunity about something that is inefficient, or something is pricey, or something is manual, and you think that you can make it better, quicker, faster, cheaper, nicer. So that's the opportunity that you have identified, but it's all in your head, it's all in your brain. You haven't done any research. You don't know whether the market really feels like you feel. So that's the whole point now, that you have identified something, but you need to validate whether that applies to others as well. At this point, the suggested next step is to actually research the problem. You want to see if the problem is real, is it big, and how is it being resolved today. So for that, we suggest to use a tool called Perplexity, perplexity.ai. That will help you to find trends, competitors, case studies, and understand how others are talking about that problem. Next step 3, is to map a link canvas with ChatGPT. A link canvas, it's literally a map of your possible startup. It's the hypothesis of your startup. You will write in there the problem, the solution, who would be your customer, your how would you distribute the solution to them, your unique value proposition, and how are you going to make money out of it. For example, the prompt that you will use with ChatGPT is that help me create a link canvas for a product that solves X problem for Y users. Okay. The link canvas components are: what is the problem? Top three customer pains, the customer segments, and who would be those people that will validate first. Who is your target, your niche customer, your unique value proposition? What is that minimum viable product that you're gonna launch? That specific solution with only the core features that will allow you validate. What is the unfair advantage? That what makes you different compared to competitors? How are you going to distribute it? Most likely will be via web, but it could be also be physical channels. Um, what are your revenue streams? How are you going to make that money to keep you afloat? And what are the costs that you're going to incur to keep up with your startup? You also want to have some key metrics just to make sure that your startup makes sense. Validating your startup means that you have first to talk to possible customers. Remember that at the very beginning, a startup is all hypothesis. You haven't validated anything yet. You don't know if it's real or not. Your the problem that you have identified, whether it applies to everyone, but you are just creating a hypothesis of who your customer will be, which are your revenue streams, which are the channels. Everything is a hypothesis, but you need to start converting that hypothesis into true facts. For that, the best thing is to start with customer interviews. Much better to do customers interview in person than doing it via surveys or questionnaires. Why? It's basically because when you do a customer interview, you will identify cues, you will identify their reaction on someone who is either willing or not willing to use the product that you plan to build. Um, if they feel excited about it, if they feel that they have that problem and they would really want to solve it, then that is a good point, yeah, a starting point. Even if you feel that they don't really care because they're already solving it somehow with a different in a different way, then you got a point there. You may need to pivot or just forget it. Um, you could also start doing a fake door test, which is what is a fake door test? You create like a landing page or a cover page, um, letting people know that something will be launched and finding out how excited people are to sign up to your new product that will be launched somewhere in some time in the future. You could also leverage surveys. Why not? Surveys has the advantage that you can distribute it to people that are not so easy to reach. And there are tools like Typeform or Google Forms where you just create a link to the survey and distribute it. So once you have collected that feedback from hopefully customer interviews in person, the signups on your fake door landing page and the surveys, you need to compile that in analyze it with generative AI. That will help you identify patterns in the responses. That once you identify those patterns, you go back to your link canvas and update it with what you have identified. At that point, you want to kill your idea or pivot your idea. You are already using real data to confirm whether your assumption is right or wrong. You have identified weak areas, and you have the ability to continue doubling down on what users have loved or just pivoted something different. Your link canvas will be your learning log. Now, it comes down to building your MVP, the next step. We suggest to use no code tools because it allows you to launch quickly. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if if you are missing out some features that you would love to, but they are not core to your product. There are many AI tools, sorry, so no code tools out there, and literally there's one every new day. But the one that we use most are Bubble, Knack, and you can use Lovable, Glide software. They all allow you to create either mobile apps, web apps, and even AI agents apps. So there are so many tools out there that you need to research which one suits best. If you're building a community portal, there are no code tools to build community portals. If you're building a e-commerce site, there are no code tools to build e-commerce sites, and so on. You will need to start with a proof of concept, then a low fidelity MVP. Don't try to build a full MVP right from the beginning. Don't try to build far too many things, like, for example, a admin portal or super nice to have features. Just start with whatever it brings true value to users. Start with the core of the system, and then you migrate into low fidelity MVP, which is uh, the difference between a proof of concept and an MVP is that proof of concept is just to prove that the technology is there and it will help you to create the core. But the MVP is something that users will actually use to validate your idea. So proof of concept issue, it's usually for your own, and the MVP for your early adopters. Focus on the job to be done. Step 6, launch small experiments. You don't want to launch large experiments. It will take too long. At this, when you're launching startup, the key is speed and validation. You want to learn. You don't want to make a sale yet. It, Making sale takes time. The product market fit phase, it usually takes longer than you would expect. So the whole thing is about learning what the market wants. You need to track what do they like and what is it that they don't like. Track things like retention, signups, daily active users, willingness to pay. And using those insights, you are proving that your product is actually a good fit for your market. Step 7, iterate and refine. As I was explaining before, the link canvas is your log. You need to keep updating it. You will have different version of it. You likely have more than 5 versions. If you can launch a startup, a successful product with less than 5 pivots, then you're doing really, really well. Usually takes more than 5, even 10, or even longer than that. It's normal. You have to have many pivots before you find tractions. Just ignore everything that people don't like and double down on things that you have identified that people do like. Aim for the solution, problem solution fit, then for the product market fit. So find the solution to the problem first, and then make that product fit into a larger market. So these are the tools that we suggest. ChatGPT for ideation and analysis and generating the interview questions. Perplexity AI to do the research. This little tool here, Strata, you see the R with the A is SWOT, but that's how it is. It helps you create idea with the idea generation. Typeform and Google Forms are for creating surveys. Card and Webflow for landing pages. Lovable for clickable prototypes. And Glide, Bubble, and Software for no-code MVPs. How do we help at Soluntech? We help you with the MVP design and development, with the customer development, lean validation process, and AI workflows and integration. I will share with you this presentation. Here you'll find the links to download the Lean Canvas template, the Startup Founders MVP Launch Checklist, and the Founder Copilot GPT, which is trained to help founders. Thank you very much. If I have any questions, please write it down. I'll be here to help you for the next few minutes. Uh, any questions, please write it in the chat. I am here just to help you on this. Okay. In the meantime, I will show you how an idea can be logged into a Lean Canvas. I will share that screen with you. A second, please. Okay. So this is a idea that I've been working with for as an example of a problem that is common with clinics and hospitals, especially the small clinics. They waste resources to manually process patient bookings and no-show rates. I went to Perplexity's research about it, and I found that the problem is rather large. These are the challenges that clinics normally have: the demand and supply imbalance, scheduling errors, pure communication, staff stress and workload, and outdated systems. Money-wise, just in the U.S., the losses are around $150 billion annually. So the problem is huge, with no-show rates ranging from 5% to 30% nationwide. The overall impact is rather large. Each missed appointment costs about $200 in lost revenue due to unused staff's time and supplies. During the research, found many other problems. What are the challenges from the patient side, which usually are difficulty assessing accessing appointments, miss appointments, no shows, anxiety about the problem appointment, and inadequate follow up. And on the in the clinic side, demand supply mismatch, appointment availability, patient no show, and outdated manual scheduling system. So now we have identified. I had an idea, and I researched the idea, and I found some information. Now I can create the first set of hypotheses, and that takes me to a small clinic to waste time and money due to manual bookings and no show. That is the problem hypothesis. WhatsApp is already being used by clinic and booking managers. This is a channel behavior hypothesis. Clinics would pay for a tool to automate bookings via reminders in WhatsApp. This is a value hypothesis, and admin and solo practitioners are decisions makers. This is the customer hypothesis. So as you can see, everything is a hypothesis. I need to start validating this. I have identified the ideal customer profile, which are small clinics, solo providers, and clinics currently using WhatsApp in the local market. And my goal is to achieve 10 to 20 interviews across various specialties to see the patterns. Using the Founder Copilot GPT, I created the questions. Questions I will use for interviewing. And the patterns found after the interviews have been conducted, and this is all fake data. This is all synthetic data. This is the patterns that I found using synthetic data. The scheduling process, manual via WhatsApp and Google Calendar, no-show issues happen 3 to 5 times a week. Poor communication, done by the front desk via WhatsApp. Pain point, time-consuming, error-prone. Opportunity wants automatic reminders and simple calendar. That's how I start using the Lean Canvas, building up the log of my findings: problem statement, customer segment, unique value proposition, solution, channels, revenue stream, cost structure, and unfair advantage. Okay, and there's a question here from Visual 555. Hi. There's a question also about Lovable. Yeah, we use Lovable to build that landing page, that fake entry door, our applicable prototype. We use it. I'll show you in a minute. I'll take this example, which I'm presenting, to build that Lovable prompt that will build that clickable prototype. As you can see so far, I've used my imagination to identify the problem. I've used Perplexity AI to research the problem. I've used ChatGPT to create the hypothesis, and I've identified the ideal customer and created the discovery interviews. Once these interviews are completed, I identify patterns, which I then use to log it into the Lean Canvas. With the Lean Canvas, I just conduct a must-have analysis and must-have features: must-have, should have, could have, and won't have. That is important to clean that MVP. We don't want to have too many features in that possible MVP. We have to clean it up as much as possible and focus on the core. I've also asked the ChatGPT to help me with the flow. How will the user flow into the solution? There is a problem trigger that starts the flow. And then the clinic signs up into the admin portal. Patient books an appointment. WhatsApp reminder is sent automatically. Admin dashboard updates in real time. And post appointment, there is a certain step that will be followed. So these are the steps. that the MVP will have. And this this allows me to create a prompt, which is this one. Using the founder's Copilot GPT, I create this prompt, which I then go to Lovable and paste it in here. I'll show you in a minute. Let me change the screen. Okay, here you go. So the prompt that I show you, I initially generated with ChatGPT, and then I pasted here in Lovable. That created this uh, clickable prototype. As you can see, I can navigate through the pages of the prototype. And this is the appointment dashboard, which is as seen by the admin. This is what the WhatsApp reminder page. Um, New appointment page. I can publish this, and if I publish it, I see this is the live published page. This is all clickable, but it's not connected to a database. So everything that I do here, it's forgotten. It's actually, there is no usability, but it's just a test to validate the flow. And I could create with Lovable a landing page just to grab attention, to grab potential users signups. And that will help me validate even further. So a tool like Lovable, it's handy to in the early stages. It's not recommended for complex apps or high security apps because the code that it's generated by Lovable is tough to maintain, but it's good to get you started. Okay, any other questions for now? Just remember that you can follow us in LinkedIn. My contact details are found in this page, which I'll share. Just go to LinkedIn hyphen a Zakzuk, and I will share with you this presentation and the links to download the canvas and the MVP launch checklist and a link to the custom made GPT. Okay, so no more questions for now. It's 10:35, 5 more minutes to go to complete. Any further questions, let me know. I'll be here. Anyone from where are you guys located? That'll be great. I'm based in Colombia. Uh, Soluntech is actually a U.S. company, but we will work remotely from majority of us from Colombia. But there are team members that work from other countries as well, mainly South America. We work with clients in the U.S., Europe, Asia, building mostly MVPs or integration software, custom-made software for small and medium-sized business. We've done this for the last 13 years, more than 300 customers validate the quality of our work. You can find about more about us researching in Google Soluntech. Okay, so there are no further questions. I guess that everyone is. I hope that this short webinar have brought clarity on how to validate your ideas before you invest resources such as money and too much time into a new startup. Remember that a startup takes time. It's not a straight line. Startup has ups and downs. It's a very mental challenge. They will found they do test your ability to resist tough times. I've launched several startups, including Soluntech and a few others, and none of them have been an easy task. They all challenge you. They all test your patience and your ability to move through difficult times. So good luck for those. We're here to help you. Let us know. Happy to answer any questions via LinkedIn and to guide you with no major compromises. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.